Welcome to the Living After Faith podcast, a podcast designed to help you as you leave religion and move forward with your life. We are the official podcast of RecoveringReligionists.com, a recovery group founded by Dr. Darrell Ray, the author of The God Virus. We welcome your feedback. You can contact us by going to livingafterfaith.com and facebook.com/livingafterfaith and follow us on Twitter at LAF with me. And now, here's today's program on Living After Faith with Rich and Deanna Joy Lyons.
I'm Deanna Joy Lyons.
And I'm Rich Lyons.
Come laugh with me.
Today we're doing something different, short episode, but we want your help, and the best way we can communicate that to you is just to tell you what we want.
Yeah, we've got, Facebook page and Twitter account and website and all of that, but boy, it's just a lot easier just to say, hey, here's what we need.
And of course, we're going to put it on those places anyway, but people seem to respond more when we actually put out a podcast. We're doing a special podcast for Valentine's Day, and we've got this premise that we're operating under.
The idea that God is love, or that love is not even possible without a God.
And that's common Christian. I mean, the Bible clearly says God is love. And many times Christians expand on that to say that thus without God, there can be no love.
Yep, and there's a lot of times during discussion with, the most liberal of theists who want to tell you that, God isn't really a big, bad, mean, vengeful monster who's going to kill you like crazy all the time. He's just all pure love, and Jesus is love, and love is love, and none of it possible without their God.
Their idea is you can't have love without God. I'm an atheist, but I love this woman that's with me right now.
And I love this man that's with me.
And we know that you have a love story. What we want you to do is hit us up on our email. You can click contacts on the website, livingafterfaith.com, or just rich at livingafterfaith.com, or
you can call us.
Yeah.
252-32-LIONS. Which that's spelled just like our last name.
Lyons.
Lyons.
And just leave us a message. Tell us your love story. Tell us what love is to you. Tell us why.
Tell us who you love and what you love.
Tell us why you don't need a God to love, and why it doesn't require a God for you to be able to love someone or something.
And I've heard from people that they're able to love more freely and more fully when they don't have the restrictions of a God peering down into their brain all the time, especially, when it comes to sexual things, as we talked with Darrell Ray about recently about sex and God. But it's not just sex. I mean, you can't think your own things when you're being watched, your every thought.
And under the Christian concept that you can't love without God, that would mean you can't love your children, you can't love your spouse, you can't love your parents, you can't love anything, you can't love pizza. I mean, gee, who doesn't love pizza?
I know, come on.
So what we want you to do is tell us your love story. It can be how you love your children, how you love Corvettes, how you love your spouse, how you love your partner. Tell us about your love. Explain to us in words that we can understand why you are capable of loving, even though there is no omniscient God is love standing over you, pouring his bountiful goodness inside your little noggin. Another thing I'd like for, if you are in a same-gender relationship, and in most states you can't get married, in this episode, tell us why you would like to be able to. Deanna and I are very pro same-sex marriage. Looks like Washington voters are going to have a chance to approve that.
We're very excited.
And it looks like this is going to be, the polls are looking good, let's just say that. And that's a wonderful thing, but I believe everyone should be able to get married. If you're in love and you want to marry that person, I don't think anyone should be able to tell you can't do that.
And this leads perfectly into our Valentine's Day plans. And we want for you to participate in our Valentine's Day. We decided last year that we weren't going to do the fancy dinner out, flowers, chocolate, pink teddy bear crap.
We love each other every day. We buy things for each other, do things for each other. Plenty of hugs and kisses. We don't need a special day for that.
And so we decided that we would look up what the average American spends on Valentine's Day, and we would donate that amount to the Human Rights Campaign, which, among other things, campaigns for equality in marriage. So I've got a Facebook-like page up. You can find it from my profile or linked on Living After Faith.
That'll be on my profile, too.
And just like the All You Need Is Love campaign, which is you don't need money, you don't need things, you don't need crap. all you need is love for Valentine's Day. And we give what we're not going to spend on a bunch of junk to people who can make sure that love can be spread around equally.
But what we really need is for you to tell your story. I want people to understand that atheists, godless people can and do love one another, and what that means to you.
If this can help those who are just coming out of their religion or just exploring kind of the losing their faith, I want for them to be able to see that we're just as happy, we're just as fulfilled, in fact, maybe more so, more free to love without the influences of mind control and fear and BS that comes along with a lot of religions. Well, let's talk about what we love for a moment to get things rolling.
Our relationship, neither one of us are perfect people, but neither one of us came into this thing selling ourselves as perfect people. Neither one of us were really looking for a spouse or a lover or honestly, we were just two people having a good time and decided that, wow, every time I'm with you, I'm really having a good time.
So we decided to be with each other more.
And we got married.
We'd both been through some pretty bad experiences, love-wise, in the past. And, never really thought that marriage would be something that we would want to do. Not for you, after having done it before.
Been there twice and was done with it.
And I'd never done it and was done with it already. I was like, I do not want to get married. I don't want to get myself entangled in long relationships. And next thing I know, I'm married to the craziest Texan I ever met.
I know the openness and honesty in our relationship. I felt duped when I was in a 20-year relationship, marriage. And I felt trapped because biblically, I couldn't leave. I was locked in. I had to stay. There was not an exit. The only way that I could, under the scriptures, exit was for her to have sex with somebody else. Well, hell, she wouldn't even have sex with me. So the odds of her banging somebody else over the weekend probably wasn't going to be very good. So I was trapped in that relationship. In the relationship I'm in now, it's so funny. In our vows, there was none of this, I'll love you forever until you're dead and your ashes are buried at my feet. And we didn't any of that because we understand that forever is something neither one of us controls. Forever is something neither one of us, we don't know. Big things could change. And that would cause for a relationship change. No, that's not what I'm planning on. But when I don't say forever, if I want this relationship to work, I have to live every day in such a way that Deanna will want to be with me the next day.
And that goes double for me.
And the beauty of that is you don't have this artificial forever umbrella that you're hiding under. The beauty of it is two people working together to make a relationship work. And it's really not a lot of work. I mean, Deanna's fabulous. My shrink, she even tells me, she's like, do you realize what an awesome woman you've got? All your little quirks that all the other women in your life just hated? She didn't mind. She's cool with that. I
like you the way you are.
And I love Deanna just the way she is. I haven't found any quirks yet, but if I do, I'll let you know.
You're a really good liar.
I did it for a living for 20 years.
It's true.
Give us your story.
Tell us what you think. What do you love? Who do you love? Why do you love them? And why is your love better now than it used to be?
I'm Rich Lyons.
I'm Deanna Joy Lyons.
Come laugh with us.
Thank you for listening to the Living After Faith podcast with Rich and Deanna Joy Lyons. Living After Faith is a podcast designed to help you as you leave religion and move forward with your life. We are the official podcast of RecoveringReligionists.com, a recovery group founded by Dr. Darrell Ray, the author of The God Virus. The music for this show is provided by Morrison's Prophecy. See LivingAfterFaith.com for a link to more music from Morrison's Prophecy. We welcome your feedback, and you can find phone numbers and email addresses at LivingAfterFaith.com, at Facebook.com/LivingAfterFaith, and follow us on Twitter at LAF with me.